Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. I want to thank God for being woken up this morning, first and foremost, and I want to thank God for being here with you all today as we continue our Tuesday broadcast into our final element of every Tuesday show, and that is the Ingredients to Success, proudly brought to you by the fantastic team at Avicollis. The Ingredients to Success from Avicollis. Avicollis now open 7 days a week. They are open on Mondays now, so you can find them 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and drinks. They have their casual pizza side, they have their fine dining side, and they have their bar connected to the fine dining side. Of course, as always, drink responsibly and only if you're of age. And we appreciate everybody that goes over to Avicollis and supports such a wonderful, local, longtime community partner in Avicollis right down the road from Liverpool High School. It's where we do all of our Liverpool on-site, on-location broadcasts with their student athletes. So make sure that you check out all of those coming up. We got something coming up here in February. I'm really excited about it. We'll be announcing it soon. So have a great time with the Liverpool student athletes, coaches, and administration in our monthly shows on site, on location at Avicolli. So we look forward to seeing you there. And of course, we look forward to seeing you there for lunch, dinner, and drinks. And you can also call for catering, delivery, and takeout, 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. You can order online by going to myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com. So today's topic in the Ingredients to Success, team over self. And I don't just mean a sports team. I mean husband and wife. I mean parent and child. I mean grandparent and grandchild. I mean neighbor and neighbor. I mean friends. I mean siblings. Team over self. How important is that to you? How important is seeing the group win versus I just want to see me win? I just want to see myself get mine. That's what I ask you today. Is the team important, or is it all about you getting yours at the expense of everybody else no matter what? I'm not saying that you don't go out there and do things for yourself, and I'm not saying that you don't go out there and take care of yourself. I just say that when you go into a business dealing, are you sitting down with a business, creating a partnership that benefits you or that benefits both of you? When you are putting a team together and you're putting that squad together, are you thinking about the team? Are you thinking about the kids? Are you thinking about what they can be? Or are you just thinking about what those kids can do for you? These are the questions that must be asked. Because teamwork, to me, we're better together. Stronger as one. Teamwork is important. I find that households that don't have good teammates between husband and wife, well, those households don't typically stand. Households that don't have a good teamwork between parent and child, well, those households don't seem to do well either. Friends that one friend is benefiting off of the other friend. When something goes awry and there's an argument, there's one friend that always apologizes and there's another friend that just waits for the apology instead of admitting when they're wrong as well. See, a team to me is something that you have to work on every single day. I've always wanted to be a husband and a father. And I've realized that if God gives me that blessing someday, I have to be a good teammate. I have to look at my family as a team. When we get up in the morning and we get ready for school, we got to prepare as a team. Wife's doing this, I'm doing that, kids doing this. Kids are brushing their teeth, wife's making the sandwiches, I'm grabbing the snacks, throw them together, kids come downstairs, here's your meal for the day, love y'all, let's bring you to the bus. Teamwork. Right? system. Jerry said, Team Us since 1993. And I love that for you and Amanda, Jerry. And God bless you both. And God bless all of your loved ones, now and always. And may you only be well and stay well. And may you see the world the way God sees the world. And be positive always. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. For you, Jerry, and for everybody that needs a prayer. And for Amanda, and for all of your loved ones. God bless you all. And thank you again for the both of you coming out and supporting me on my 21-year anniversary. And supporting me all the time, wherever you are. They say teamwork makes the dream work. And it's funny to me because people say something and they'll say, well, that's cliche. And I've said over time here on the show, cliche is another word for truth. It's another word for knowledge. It's another word for wisdom. So that's what cliche is to me. Because a lot of things that are cliche are true. A lot of things that are cliche, they work. I think cliche is just another way of saying you hear this a lot. So teamwork does make the dream work. Working together. We're a nation divided, right? George Washington said when he was the president of the United States, when he had the opportunity to be a king and rule forever, or be a president and decide how many terms there's going to be, he said two things that I never forgot in history class. He said, stay out of foreign affairs. Plain and simple. Stay out of them. Now, that becomes difficult when you have dictators and people that are killing their own people and genocide and all these things we don't want to believe are real. It's hard to watch the Holocaust and do nothing, right? So staying out of foreign affairs is difficult. He said that. He also said, do not form political parties. They will divide this country. And did we listen? No. Did we form political parties? Yes. Did they divide this country? Yes. And here in 2025, such a long time from when George Washington makes these comments, we failed. We have formed political parties. We are blind. A lot of us, I don't want to say a lot of us, some of us are blind. Some can sit down and have conversations and say, well, I voted for this person and I don't like this person, but this person that I don't like, they're actually doing some good things. Then there's people that are like, I didn't vote for that person. I hate that person. I hope that person dies. I'm never going to be with that person. That person is terrible. Blah, blah, blah. I'm only on this side. I'm on this side. If they set babies on fire, I'm still on this side. There are people that are so crazy that when disaster strikes, and obviously I'm being facetious with saying if they set babies on fire, it'd still be over here. But I'm saying there are people that are so vehemently on one side that they will be on that side even when common sense goes out the window, when logic goes out the window, when morals and values go out the window. There's a lot of things that I've questioned over the years, and especially recently. I question how we can have a Catholic president and then as a Catholic feel like it wasn't safe in society for me to tell people that I was Catholic. How do we have a Catholic president and then have Catholics be shunned at the same time that this person's leading the country? That didn't make any sense. But to people that were so vehemently on that side, they didn't want to listen to that argument. They didn't want to listen to common sense. And then there's people on the other side that'll say certain things and believe certain things, and they're going to believe it no matter what you say. So my thing is, it's not what people say, it's what they do. That's what shows me who you are. You could be Biden, you could be Trump, you could be whoever, whenever in history, but it's what you do, not what you say, that determines to me who you are. Because everyone's going to tell me I'm a good person. Most politicians are going to tell you what you want to hear. But how many people are going to do good things? And I think in this country, we have not become a team. We're divided. We're self. If you're Democrat, then Republicans hate you. If you're Republican, then Democrats hate you. If you're liberal, then conservatives hate you. If you're conservative, then liberals hate you. You could agree on every single subject except for one. And if you don't agree on that one thing, well, I can never be your friend. Friendships end. People on social media stop following each other. They delete each other. They harass each other. We're not a team. We're not a team. When I was a kid, if you voted for someone and they lost, you went, oh man, that stinks. I really wanted them to win. In elementary school, we would pick who we were voting for, even though we couldn't vote. And these kids would vote for this person, and these kids would vote for that person. And if you won, it was like, great. And if you lost, you went to lunch and you sat with your friends and you talked about Ninja Turtles and Barbies and you went out to recess and you had a good time. We forgot as adults to talk about other things and then to go have recess with each other, to go just have a good time, right? Half the country wanted this person, the other half of the country wanted that person. One person's going to win, one person's going to lose. How about this? The Eagles or the Chiefs are going to win. If you're a Chiefs fan and you win, great. If you're a Chiefs fan and you lose and the Eagles win, okay, well then and then we go on with our lives. We've lost a sense of team in this country. And it makes me sad because I have conversations with people with things that I believe in. And I feel like some people won't listen to me no matter what I say. But there's things that I believe in. I don't ever want to vote for a president that doesn't believe in God. That's my choice. If you don't believe in God and you don't practice a faith and you don't have God in your life, I'm not saying you have to have the same faith that I do, but if you don't believe in a higher power and you don't call that power God and you don't proclaim the goodness of God and you don't serve the Lord, I don't want you to be my president. I don't care if it's a man, woman, goat, doesn't matter. That's something that's important to me. So if I see somebody disrespect, defame, degrade, or push down God, I will never vote for that person. I don't care what else they stand for. I'll never vote for them because God is the most important thing to me in anything. If you don't, like, can I talk to people that don't believe in God? Yes, I have. But see, I can have a conversation with someone that doesn't believe in God and I can respect them. I haven't always been respected back. Teamwork, right? I sit down with people and I am willing to sit with you and have a conversation with you. I have been called names. I have been accused of things. I have been called names and I have been almost shamed into quietness from people that don't believe in God. My response back to them, I sat on a couch, I was calm, and I talked to them and I tried to understand them. They accused me and almost in a way tried to like mentally silence me. And I remember sitting there going, well, I gave this person an open floor, even though we have different beliefs. And their response to me was so degrading that I don't even want to talk to them anymore. See, I can talk to someone who doesn't agree with me, and I'm not going to degrade that person. Have I made mistakes? Have I had moments where someone's just been just attacking me, and I've snapped back? Yeah, I have. I have. On and off the air, I've had those moments where I'm like, wow, this person's really disrespectful, and I snap back, and I shouldn't have, and I apologized, and I was wrong, and I asked God for forgiveness because I don't want to be that way. I don't mind having conversations with people that disagree with me. I mind when they disrespect me. And I feel like this country has been taught to hate instead of love. And the media, if they love one candidate, they hate the other one. And they don't even hide how much they hate the other one. And people just kind of choose sides. I watch this station. I wanted this candidate. I'm for this party. And I hate everybody else. And I just feel like that's why America isn't what we used to be. That's why sometimes I feel like, other countries are playing chess and we're not even playing checkers. We're like playing with worms, eating them in the corner. We have to do better. They've said over and over again that a true and smart enemy of the United States of America will never attack America from the outside, will never attack America with missiles. They will attack America with ideas, and they will let America implode from within. They will feed dissension. They will feed distraction. They will feed subtraction, and then they'll take over. And that's happening right now. That's happening right now. We were a country that we were together no matter what. If we disagreed, it was us against the world, right? Us, U.S., United States. It was us against anybody who threatened democracy and freedom and God and morals and values and the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now we've become a country of, if you agree with me, I'll support you and I'll defend you. If you don't, well, then I'll let you die. And that's not what my grandfathers fought for. It's not what my grandmothers sacrificed for. It's not what my great uncles went to battle for. That's not what your family's gone to war for. It's not what your family has done to defend us. And I love my country, but I also love the world. One of the most disrespectful comments, and I understand in this movie that they did it to like make this person an unlikable candidate, but in the movie Head of State, when Chris Rock runs for president, good movie, by the way, Bernie Mac is in it. Awesome movie. I quote it with Isaac all the time. So go watch Head of State if you haven't. Really good show. And got some morals and values in it. Also has some comedy. So in that movie, this one guy's quote that's running against Chris Rock is "God bless America and no place else," which sounds like a dictator, right? And to me, if I serve God, then I can't hate a nation. I can't hate a religion. I can't hate a certain type of people. I can't hate anybody. I can't hate somebody who hates me. So when people say to me, like, you know, this person's disrespected you over and over and over again, if I were you at this point, I would lash out. I would have cussed this person out. I would have put them in their place. And I said, oh, I could. I could absolutely degrade and disrespect and tear this person apart with my words. I could, you know, what do they say? That you can like say something to somebody and you can literally like declothe somebody, right? Make them feel that feeling. It's a figurative thing of like, you know, you can strip somebody down just with your words. And for the moment, your ego is going to feel good, right? You're going to feel awesome. I won this argument. I took a bully and I bullied them. I took them down. I owned them. You know, I'm in power now. And you're going to feel good and you're going to turn around and you're going to take a couple steps if you're like me and you're going to go, wow, that sucks. I feel like crap now. You know, I degraded this person and I put this person down, but now I feel dirty, right? I feel dirty. And I don't ever want to feel that way. So for those of you that are watching and listening, team over self, we can't make this country a team again by just hating on each other, okay? And we can't make this country or this world a team again for God if we keep playing this like, you know, this is my country, this is my state, this is my this is my that, this is me, this is me, this is me. And I don't see the world that way. And I told my mom yesterday, I said, if my ex-wife, and I've said this for years, I said, if my ex-wife disrespected me, put me down, degraded me, lied about me, just was horrible toward me, and then I saw her one day bleeding in an alleyway asking for help, I would pick her up, bring her to my house, tell her to go take a shower. When she was done with the shower, I'd sit down with her, say, what's going on? What happened? I'd feed her and I'd get her back on her feet and have her on her merry way. I don't want her in my house staying with me forever, but I would help her back to safety, because that's what you do when you believe in team over self. That's what you do when you believe in God. God doesn't say, treat others the way you want to be treated, comma, if you like them. Treat others the way you want to be treated if they agree with you. Treat others the way that you want to be treated if they look like you and they sound like you. Treat others the way you want to be treated if it's convenient for you. He says, treat others the way you want to be treated, period. That's the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Most of us want to be treated with respect and kindness. We want to have opportunity. We want to have equality. We don't want to be sworn at and yelled at. We don't want to be put down and chastised and degraded. We don't want to be abused. Most of us, right? That's what we want. But we write our path and say, well, we don't want to be abused, but we abuse this person because they deserved it. Well, we don't want to be yelled at, but we yelled at this person because they're stupid and they don't agree with us. You know how many people can have a conversation? And see, I'm one of those cerebral people where I sit and I listen to how somebody talks. And there's a lot of people that can talk their way into losing an argument and they don't even hear themselves because they're so bent on I'm right, you're wrong, that they don't even hear the fact that they usually give the key to unlock their argument to you while they're talking. You just have to pay attention. When two people are yelling, you're not paying attention. But if you sit down and you're calm, cool, and collected, somebody who's done something wrong or said something disrespectful or they're abusive, if you just sit and wait and listen, they give you the key to the lock of the argument. You just have to wait for it. And I'll call my dad up and I'll go, Dad, I just watched this thing and like, how does this person not see this? How do these people not understand this? Like, how is this not clear? I've talked to my dad numerous times of going, okay, the government said we have more money in our pocket, but we all know that we don't. So how do we go to the grocery store, spend $30, $40, $80 more than we typically spend, and then somebody on the news says, you're making more money, and then we go, okay, like we're robots that have been somehow programmed to just say yes to whatever's said to us. I mean, the reality tells you a lot of things about what's going on in society. And people allegedly are easily controlled by the media. And the scary part of the media in America, because I'm a part of the media in America, is I didn't realize how much power the media in America actually had. That they will say things to people and people will brainwashingly be lifted up off the ground and figuratively follow these people down a tunnel into the mouth of the devil. And they don't even care because they were told that heaven's on the way. I mean, common sense should defeat most of the things that I hear in America today, but it doesn't. Common sense. So if we want to change the world, you can't sit here and rely on a president or Congress or the government or somebody down the street or this, that, whatever. You have to do it. If you want to change the world, then you have to be an example, because they say this all the time, and I don't know how many people believe this. Somebody is watching you. Someone is watching what you say, and they're watching what you do. And that person might emulate what you say and do. So if you if you yell at everybody that disagrees with you and you're only friends with people that agree with you, that person's going to emulate you. And some people will be like, great, then they'll be smart. No. Then they will literally cut people off and never give people a chance. You're not always going to be right. You're not always going to be right. Sometimes when you're right, it feels like you're wrong. And sometimes when you're wrong, it feels like you're right. And the only compass of determining which one is true when they both feel, when right feels wrong and wrong feels right, the only compass that I've ever used to figure out if I'm actually right or wrong is God. It's not human beings. It's not a political party. It's not a radio station or a TV station. It's God. It's not a newspaper. It's God. Because what I realized is when I was growing up in America, they told us history books in other countries tell a different story. But I never sat and thought that we told a different story. I always thought America tells the truth. We're the beacon of hope. We're the beacon of freedom. We're the beacon of light. We never lie. But everybody else does. That's how you were treated. I mean, that's how you were raised. Well, in Germany, there's probably books that are saying Hitler was an incredible leader and probably saying he never did anything wrong. But America would never say that. And what I've realized in America, being a part of the media and paying attention to my peers in the media, some people have no desire to tell the truth. They have no desire to be honest, to be forthcoming. They just want you to watch them. They want to make their money. Whatever they got going in this thing, and sometimes it's hard to figure out, beyond money and power, what do these people have in saying the things that they say to people? Because if people believe them, they might hurt each other. So to every person in the media or politician that's ever ignited violence, asked for violence, wanted pain, wanted suffering, stop doing that. Team over self. Team over self. I've been in locker rooms where there's some bad eggs. And I've been in some locker rooms where there's good eggs. And I've been in locker rooms where there's both. The thing about a bad egg in a locker room is wherever it is in the locker room, it makes the locker room smell. You realize that? If you got a bad egg, you know when eggs go bad and they just smell that sulfur smell, that eggy smell? It's what they say hell smells like, by the way. That sulfury smell that makes most of us gag, that gets in our nose and we just sort of like want to get away from wherever that is. If you have a bad egg in any part of your locker room will start to reek. And that's how society is. If you have hate in nooks and crannies of your society, no matter how much love you have, that hate reeks. It smells. And that smell grows. And if you don't handle that hate with love and you try, I mean, you can't make somebody be something, but if you don't look at that portion of your society and you just ignore it, that smell will grow and it will fester. If you have a strawberry inside of your carton of strawberries that has mold on it, if you leave that strawberry in there, that mold will spread to other strawberries. Any analogy that I give you, if you have bad and you leave it unchecked and you don't do anything to try and make it better, you don't try to help, you don't try to understand why is this person bad, where is this coming from, if you don't try to administer to what is the mold in your society, the mold grows. And in America, hate has grown like mold. And I think other countries who don't necessarily like us are watching and they're not doing anything because they think that we're defeating ourselves. And they're just waiting to see us attack each other so that they can take what's left. That's what I think. I don't care who you voted for. I care how you treat people. I don't care if you made a wrong decision or a right decision, as long as whatever you're doing now is you know what I mean? You make a mistake, you correct your mistake. You don't keep making the same mistake. Team over self. I deal with teams all the time. I talk with teams at all different levels. Little kids, high schools, college, pro, alumni. I talk with people that have been a part of a team, a real team, a sports team. But when you're at work, you're part of a team. And in the greater form of society, America is a team. Humanity is a team. If we as a team in humanity don't treat nature right, nature has proven that it will respond. If we slap Mother Nature, she might take a minute, but she will slap you back. You can't just do whatever you want to Earth and think it's going to be fine. Just like you can't leave rotten eggs in your house and think that it's not going to smell. That's reality. That's reality. So you're not going to agree with everybody. You're not going to change everybody. You're not going to get everybody to agree with you and come onto your side. But we have lost the art of the conversation of you believe this, I believe that. Can we be friends? And can we listen to each other? And can we learn something from each other? Maybe we walk away from this table and we still disagree, but if friends stop being friends over politics and family members stop being family members over politics, then we're going to lose the fabric of everything. Now we're not looking at Congress. We're looking at our own house. And a house divided cannot stand. And people think that that quote was like made by some big box department store and put on a pillow. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. A house divided against itself cannot stand. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. The Bible was written how many years ago? And if you read the Bible right now, and it's uncanny. I was looking at parts in the beginning of the Bible, like the beginning of the Bible. And I'm reading stuff in the Bible, and I'm going, how did they know to give human beings advice in 2025 that would make logical, rational sense over 2,000 years ago? So the people are like, oh, the Bible is just a big fake book. It's fiction. Then why does that fiction give us the advice that we need to sustain humanity and community and society? How did they know back then what we needed to hear right now? A house divided against itself cannot stand. A team cannot function with one good player. Barry Sanders was really good. The Lions stunk. Calvin Johnson was really good. The Lions stunk. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf and Sam Perkins were really good, but they couldn't get over the hump because they had some pieces, but they didn't have a whole team. You need to have team over self if you want to succeed. And I don't want to see anybody not end up in heaven. I don't care if you hate me to the high heavens. I don't want you to not be there. I've made jokes on the show, and I've probably gone a little bit too far sometimes with people that are really mean. And I said, if I die and I see these people, then I know I'm in the wrong place. And I was joking, and at the same time, I was also frustrated, internally upset about the way I've been treated. And I acted with my ego and not with my spirit, and I apologize to God for that. I don't adhere to that same belief anymore. If you hate my guts, I don't know how you get to heaven with hate in your heart, but I still want you to get there. I want you to do what you need to do to get right with God and get to heaven. Because God already won. And people think that God could lose, you know. It's so crazy to me. People don't believe in God, but they believe in the devil. They don't believe in heaven, but they believe in hell. Like devil worshipers don't believe in God necessarily, or people that are atheists. They believe in like evil, but they don't believe in good, which makes no sense because one cannot exist without the other. Well, I shouldn't say one can't exist without the other, but you can't determine what is good and evil without the antithesis. Like if everything in life was good, we would just think life is life. We wouldn't say life is good. We'd just be like, this is life. But knowing evil helps us to understand good, and knowing good helps us to understand evil. Like when people say if God is God, why would God allow the devil to be in society in order for us to understand what is evil and what is good? God didn't say go with the devil, but if he allows the devil to exist, then he's allowing you the opportunity to see what is evil and what is good, to differentiate between the two and to make up your own mind. God never tells you to go the wrong direction. He just gives you the opportunity to see both pieces of the fork in the road and to make a choice. And he trusts you to make a choice. He doesn't say you're going to make the right choice, and he most certainly doesn't tell you to go to the bad side. But it's there, right? If we didn't have the Jedi and the dark side, then we wouldn't know what the dark side was, and we wouldn't know what a Jedi is. If we didn't have the First Order, we wouldn't know what the Resistance was, and vice versa. So, because if we had a Resistance and there was nothing to resist, then why would they be called the Resistance? Good and evil need to exist so that we understand what is what. But we have to work toward a common good. And what people don't seem to understand is if you're a nice person, but you're evil to people that disagree with you, you're not a nice person. You're evil. You can't be evil, kind of. Well, I'm nice to everybody that agrees with me, but I am a terror to the people that don't. Well, I'm nice to everybody on social media that agrees with me, but I internet troll these people, and I say things like I tell people that they should commit suicide and they should kill themselves and they're terrible people because they disagree with me. They're obviously in the wrong. They like this person that I don't like, so I'm going to attack them and I'm going to make them hate themselves until they delete their account. But I'm a really nice person because I'm only going against the people that are wrong. That doesn't make you a nice person. One drop of hate, and I think this is from like a Snow White movie, but it stuck with me. They said, one drop of hate in your heart is like one drop of dye in water. When people say, my heart loves, but I got a little bit of hate. Like I love everybody, but I hate this one person, or I hate this one group of people that disagree with me, right? I love everyone, but I hate these people. Well, then you don't love everyone. And that drop of hate, they put that drop of hate like a colored dye, right? So you take like black dye and you just one drop in the water. You leave the room, you come back. What color is the glass of water? It's all black. Because one drop of hate, you cannot have a heart of love, a soul of love with one drop of hate. because that one drop of hate will spread. It's like having rotten eggs in a locker room. So that's reality. And in order to have a strong team, you have to understand that you cannot love some of your teammates and hate the others. You can't hang out with these four and then talk negatively about these three. In order for you to succeed as a team, be it a literal team, be it a home, a family, be it at work, be it on a construction site, be it a country, be it a state, be it the world, be it humanity. If we love most but hate some, or we hate most and love some, you will never succeed as a team. So the people that tell me, like, I'm a nice person, Dan, and I do all these nice things, but when it comes to these people and their beliefs, oh man, I put them down and I put them in their place. If you put people down, you're not a nice person. So, like, when I'm on social media and I'm friends with people and they're good to me and they've always been good to me, but I see them attack somebody else, that tells me about your character. That tells me something about you. Like, it tells me I can't talk to you about certain subjects. It tells me that if I ever disagree with you, will I be attacked? You know what I mean? So that's something that I pay attention to with people is I'm a really nice person unless you disagree with me. Well, then you're not a really nice person. You're a really nice person when it's convenient for you to be. And when somebody inconveniences you, you're a terror. So that's how I look at it. And that's how this country, this is what we've become. If you agree with me, come to my side and be my friend. If you disagree with me, well, then I hate you. I don't hate people that disagree with me. I don't hate people that I've sat down with and have disrespected me and disparaged me in a conversation where we disagreed and I was seeking to learn and they were just seeking to call me names and attack me. I also find it very interesting that most people that call you names and make claims about you and say very harsh things toward you couldn't take half of what they say to you if you said it to them. They will call you names, they will accuse you of things, and they will chastise you. But if you did an eighth of what they did to you, oh my gosh, this person would lose their mind. I've realized that with people. People that are willing to call you a name or call you this or accuse you of that, if you accuse them of anything, if you call them any name, that person will act like you are like the worst person, that like you're worse than Hitler, you're worse than Mussolini. They dish it, but they can't take it. And my thing is, I don't want to dish it. You know, if you want to accuse me of something and you want to come in, and I tell people this, you want to accuse me of something, you better have your facts straight. You better have your facts straight. I got accused of something when I was a kid by a family member. And it was so outrageous that I laughed and I was confused and I was like, I hope you're kidding. And then I said, okay, well, I'm about to hit you with some facts. And then they're like, you're right. Maybe you're not that way. And I was like, okay, well, I don't need your acceptance any more than I needed your disrespect. I know who I am. And like I said, actions speak louder than words. People can say whatever they want to say. But I don't, like, to me personally in my life, if you're a nice person, then I'm hanging around you. If you're not, I'll pray for you, but I don't sit with you. I don't want to be around. I'll give you a shot, but I don't want to be around people that are habitual line steppers. I don't want to be around that. It doesn't mean I don't want you to get to heaven. It doesn't mean I don't pray for you. It means it's not healthy for me to be around somebody who I know is a snake. You realize in the first story of the Bible, it's Adam and Eve and a snake, right? That's it. Besides God, there's three things: Adam, Eve, snake. Does God say to listen to the snake? Does God say to spend time with the snake? Does God say to go hang out with the snake? Once they sin, does God say, okay, now you can go be with the snake because you're doing what the snake does? When does God ever tell Adam and Eve that the snake is their friend, the snake should be with them, they should eat dinner with the snake, they should sleep next to the snake, and they should be in the snake's life? When does he say that? Yet a person who is a snake in your life will bite you, and if you say, I don't want to be around you anymore, and they say, why? And you say, because you bit me, they would say, what would Jesus do? Jesus would sit here and get bit all day by me. No, Jesus wouldn't. No, Jesus wouldn't. Only an idiot. I don't want to say an idiot because we've all made mistakes. Let me rephrase. Because it's not an idiot. Sometimes you love somebody so much that you'll do this. If a snake bites you and slithers off into the forest, if you chase that snake down, and I can't take credit for this because somebody said this to me, if you chase a snake down in the forest and ask the snake why it bit you, the only thing you're going to get is bitten again. So the people that hurt you, disrespect you, disparage you, call you names, threaten you, abuse you, when you say, I can't be in this relationship anymore, and they say, well, then you're not acting like Jesus, I guess you don't believe in God. Ask them if they would chase a snake that bit them into the forest and ask the snake why it bit them. It's common sense. God never says, be illogical, be irrational, be stupid. God says, treat people the way that you want to be treated. If they don't treat you kindly, he doesn't say, yeah, stay there. He doesn't say stop loving them. He doesn't say stop caring about them. He doesn't say stop praying for them. But I don't remember a point where God says, he says if somebody hits you, turn the other cheek. But I don't think that that equals if you're a woman being beat by your husband or a husband being beat up by your wife, that you should stay there until one day they kill you. You know, because some people say that, well, if you're in a marriage where they abuse you, what would Jesus do? Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Okay, so are you suggesting to your sister that she continues to get punched in the face? Some things are common sense. And that common sense has to trump some of these weird things that people want to accuse us of when you decide to be healthy. Only a snake in your garden will bite you, and when you say, I don't want to be around you anymore, will say, well, if you loved me, then you would accept getting bit by me. Okay? If you get bit by a snake, you're running. You get bit by a shark, you're swimming. If you get bit by a shark, you don't sit there and say, Jesus said turn the other cheek, which I think means turn the other leg. So he bit this leg, so I'm just going to wade in the water till the shark bites my other leg and eventually kills me. No, if a shark bites you, you're screaming for help and you're swimming as fast as you can. So if you would swim away from a shark that bit you, why would you stay around a person that abused you? It's the same thing as a shark bite. Team over self. Right? When you're putting your team together, surround yourself with good, positive people. They don't all have to agree with you. I have friends that I consider brothers, and I love them dearly. We don't all agree. We don't all vote the same. We don't all think the same. But morals, values, God, we're with each other on that. I don't think somebody could be really, really, really close to me and like hate God. I don't see how we would have much to talk about. It doesn't mean I don't like them, and it doesn't mean I hate them back. It just means that person's probably not going to understand me. Because I find that people that don't believe in God and have some anger toward God, when they're around me, I don't even have to talk about God. I just act the way that I act, and I am the way that I am. And I feel like it like infuriates people that I believe in God, sometimes. And that's something they got to take up with God. I can't fix that. I can pray for it. I can help you. I can talk to you. I can listen to you. But I don't understand why somebody would hate God. Well, Dan, I have cancer, so I hate God. I don't think God put the cancer in your body. I don't think God said, you've worshiped me, you've praised me, you've been there for me your whole life. I'm going to punish you. I want to see you suffer. I think God wants us to lean on him. Look what happened to Job. Job was stripped of everything. continue to praise God, got it all back, right? And I mean, my grandfather's died when I was 6. I didn't understand that. I had to go with my dad to make sure that he didn't have a cancer scare a year ago. I don't think my dad did anything bad to God. So why do I believe in God? Because if I get good news, I blame God. If I get bad news, I lean on God, right? If I have good news, I say, all right, God, thank you. Thank you for this blessing. And if I get not so good news, I say, okay, God, what are we going to do? Well, Dan, how can you believe in God if the world's on fire? How could Noah believe in God when there was water everywhere? How could Jesus believe in God and the plan when there was a human side to Jesus, and there is a human side to Jesus that wanted to be spared? Right? I can't tell you why bad things happen outside of the fact that we live on a planet that has nature, and we forget. We think we're on this earth and we just wake up every day thinking like we own this earth, that it's ours. We forget that it's a spinning rock that's going around a sun. We forget that if it spins out of orbit, if it falls out of orbit, if for some reason it stops spinning, if the sun burnt out, if the sun went away, that like we very logically could all be dead. But we wake up on this planet like, well, this is our planet. Like we could do whatever we want to it. You can't. Sometimes nature responds because human beings did something wrong. Sometimes nature responds because it's nature. The earth is a living, breathing thing. It goes through changes, right? It goes through different pieces. We had to build ecosystems in high school, and a little tiny ecosystem had a mind of its own. And they told us it might do this. And then I'm looking at my ecosystem going, okay, well, what if it does that? I didn't anticipate that. So you never know what's going to happen. And so I don't think we can blame Earth on God, because it's an ever-growing, evolving thing. And I think humanity, in and of ourselves, we're ever-growing and evolving as well. Not as much pollution back in the day because we didn't have any technology, right? Cavemen didn't have industry, they didn't have businesses, they didn't have pollution. But there might have been something else in the ecosystem that was causing pollution. They might have had something else that affected things, right? The meteor strike with the dinosaurs, if you believe that is what happened, that meteor strike, it put a lot of things into the atmosphere and into the air. And there's the notion of the fact of like, it's not just a meteor strike and then it's over. It's a meteor strike, and then maybe everything that happened from that blocks out the sun. Maybe you can't come on land for a certain amount of time after all of that happens because of what's left in the atmosphere. The nuclear power plant that was in Japan that, obviously went through some damage and whatnot, they said that there were like particles, there was things in the air that weeks later reached California. So you never know what's going to happen in life. And we are evolving, and Earth is evolving, or we're devolving, right? We choose that. But if we work as a team, we have the opportunity to have more success together. When I go to a game and they play the national anthem and I see everybody stand, I look around and I say to myself, for these 2 minutes, we're all in unison. We're all a family. We're all together. We're all standing together. And that always means something to me. It always touches my heart. Little things like that remind me that we can be unified by doing really simple acts. And if we ever want to be successful in the game of life, a team has a better chance of winning than one individual having a really good day, a really good game. If I've learned anything on and off the courts and the fields and the pools and the tracks of life, it's that a team bonded together, win or lose, treats each other the same, win or lose, frustrated, angry, upset, depressed, down, but still a family, has a better chance of succeeding against any odds than a team that is just out for their individual gain and each of them resides on an island. So think about your life today and think about how you can be a better teammate in any piece of your life, small or large. Think about how you can put the team above yourself and start having conversations and sitting down and giving people an opportunity to show you who they are instead of judging them by something they've said once, what's on their t-shirt, what's on their hat. We need to start being open to just learning about each soul on this planet. And we may not like everybody, and we may not be everybody's taste either. But if God made us all, and God is infallible, then just because we disagree on something doesn't mean that we can't pass the ball and be a good teammate and win the game of life. We'll take a step aside. We'll wrap up the show right after this.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily, and we bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand butter chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. There is nothing, in my opinion, that's like GG Cards and Breaks. That's why I go there. That's why I love it there. That's why I hang out with the guys. And when I go, whatever day I go, I always want to go back. Like if I go there on a Tuesday, on Wednesday, I'm like, man, I wonder what they got today. And I've just been there. But I just want to see it, right? I love the singles. I love being able to look at the cards, see what autographs they have, numbered cards, rookie cards, certain people I'm looking for. Maybe there was somebody there that I wasn't looking for in the past, but I'm looking for them now. You know what I mean? And they have every NFL, every NBA, every MLB team. No store I know has that. That's a ton of work. Very time-consuming, everything that you put into that, right? To go through all of these stacks and stacks of cards, everything that you get in, the collections that you bring, all the stuff that you have, things that you open, and then to take those boxes and put things in those, what goes in those boxes, what players are in there. Player does really well. You want to take them out of the box. You want to put them in the showcase. You got to think about that. You got to know your inventory. So many things at GG Cards and Breaks. Hockey, basketball, baseball, football, soccer, Disney, Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. It's literally the dream of a little kid and the dream of a big kid. I'm a big kid. I go in there. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the people. And that's what makes it, to me, it's about the people. It's about the service. And then it's about the product, right? If you got great people, I'm going to come in and see you, hang out with you. And then I look at the product. I'm always, hey guys, how y'all doing? And then I look at what's on the shelf. Because the people that are there mean more to me than the shelf. And then when I see what's on the shelf, I'm like, all right, what do we got? What are we opening? What's here? And there's always that excitement of discovery, right? When you're a card collector of any age, it's kind of like digging up a fossil, right? You want to know what you're going to find. And you're looking through everything to try and find something cool, to try and find that steal, right? That thing that you just have, that thing that I can't wait to bring home. And maybe you buy a pack, a few packs, a box, because you really want to get into the dig, right? It's not, sometimes the dig is looking through all the cases. Sometimes the dig is looking through the boxes. Other times it's buying an unopened box or an unopened pack and digging that way. But you can experience GG Cards and Breaks however you want to. That's the cool thing about it. Go and see them. Tell them DT sent you. It's really easy. DT sent me to GG. It even rhymes. That's how easy it is. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I have been with you for over 3 hours today. I don't regret it. I never do. And I appreciate your patience this morning. We were a few minutes behind, and then Murph and I got to talking, and we were just catching up on some stuff. And then before I know it, I look at the clock, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at where we're at. So I'm happy to be here with you. I'm always happy to be here with you. And I truly mean this when I say this. I love you all dearly because you're God's kids, because you take time to support a dream of mine. And anybody who is a child of God there's love there in and of itself because God loves you. So why should I not? And on top of that, if you support somebody's dream, especially a total stranger, I mean, to me, that's such a kind thing to do. Like when you spend time supporting somebody just by showing up. I may never meet all of you, right? There's been times where we've reached over 1 million people, 3 million people in a month, less than a month. And I'm never going to meet all those people, arguably, but you showed up for me. And I appreciate that. And I take that and I want to pay that forward. So when you show up and you watch my show, now I want to go watch my godson soccer game. I want to pay it forward, right? Show up and show somebody. If you love and you care about something, I'm going to support that. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the businesses that I work with. Thank you for being with us on youtube.com and facebook.com, both / WakeUpCall DT and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. And of course, once the shows are here, they jump into the archives, and we just added yesterday's broadcast to the archives. Awesome. Like those conversations to me, those are national, like pertinent, multi-layered, like that's like an 8-layer cake, right? There's like 7-layer cakes. It's like an 8-layer cake. The conversation with Gary Stokan, president and CEO of Peach Bowl Inc., and an 8-layer cake of the conversation with longtime collegiate head football coach Mike Houston about the future of college football and collegiate athletics. Those are on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more. All you got to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. Shout out to the Brooklyn Pickle, the BP. We all know it up in Central and Upstate New York, but now they're getting to know it down in North Carolina. How you feel about that? I feel great, because the more places where we can have the Brooklyn Pickle, that means the more people are eating well. And like I said, I'm about team over self. I don't want to eat good. I want you to eat good, and I eat good. Let's all eat good. And if you want to eat really good, you go to the Brooklyn Pickle, 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina, right by Pinehurst Golf Courses. So when you're down in North Carolina or you live in North Carolina, you know where to be. That is Brooklyn Pickle on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Our partners here in Central and Upstate New York, our exclusive studio partner, Great Lakes Honda City. Much love to them. Here, Wake Up Call comes to you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time and beyond from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mon-Paz, the snack capital of the world, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicollis, Mother's Cupboard, GG Cards and Breaks, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Servomation, Pizza Man, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, Brian's Landing, and we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Dolphins during Dolphin time, and you will find that every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. This week and next week, we're going to have a double dose of the Dolphin Dive featuring the Lemoyne softball team. We're going to have a trio of student athletes this week. Next week, we're going to have head coach Tracy Roman. You don't want to miss a second of it. Emotional, funny, exciting, double special. Can't wait to share that with you. So I am definitely happy to bring that to you, as well as everything we do with student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. And you can find it all by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find the Lemoyne playlist, and of course, you will find the Dolphins on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com and Fins Up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find those Bobcats in the Bobcat Buzz every single month here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, with student athletes, coaches, administration. So many great things with the Bobcats. Men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, all coming to you. Definitely appreciate everything we get to do with the Bobcats. They are no longer a kept secret. I love telling their stories. They are such a unique place. And dealing with so many teams that I have in the NCAA, they're in the USCAA, which is separate from the NCAA, but they can compete against NCAA teams. There's so much more openness with what the Bobcats can do, and that's what I love about it, is it's a totally different angle on collegiate athletics, and it's a great place to get your education. So head off to look up on any search engine, Bryan and Stratton, Syracuse. If you'd like to go back to school, if you'd like to play and are looking at some teams there, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. And shout out to Brooke Parro, the new athletics director and leader of athletics moving forward at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. 2 locations, one on James Street up the road from downtown Syracuse, the other right across the street from Avicollis in Liverpool, right off of Route 57. You can find all of our Bobcat coverage by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find the BSC Syracuse playlist, and you can find the Bobcats on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, as I said, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats are right here with us every Tuesday, like today. Gavin Walsh, I'm going to have this as its own special, so you watched it this morning. You'll have the opportunity to watch it separately as its own individual special release. So essentially, the conversation is viewable on 2 different videos just to promote even more what we're doing with these Binghamton University Bearcats. Gavin Walsh's story, an incredible story. I loved it. Heartwarming story. You could find that and more in Bearcat Time every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with student athletes, coaches, and administration. Joining me from the Binghamton University Bearcats sports programs and beyond. You will find the Bearcats with us Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find the Binghamton playlist. For more information, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com and go Bearcats. With that being said, I want to thank my awesome guest today, Mr. Murph, Brendan Murphy, for our DT and Murphy. We had a sports card show and tell, proudly presented by GG Cards and Breaks. We also did a bunch of prop bet fun, and I'm going to put all those prop bets up on our social media, on Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, X at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. If you want to use these prop bets for people in your life, you want to take these, go ahead, give us some credit, shout us out, show us some love. But feel free to use these prop bets. We had some fun with them today. We did them in the moment. Murph didn't know what I was going to come up with. I didn't know what my brain was going to come up with this morning. So we had a lot of fun with that. And we're going to be putting those prop bets up so you can take a look at them and see if we're right or wrong come big game time between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Thanks to Murph. Thanks to Gavin Walsh joining us for this Bearcat Break Room. Had a great time telling the story of not only Gavin, but his family. And I look forward to continuing to extend and tell that story of his family and of the Binghamton Bearcats men's basketball team, who have their song Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay that has now become their theme, and their other theme, their motif in the huddle, hands up, put the fists together, not today. And that has worked twice, so let's hope that not today continues to work for the Binghamton University Bearcats. And that was their way of saying we're not going to lose again. We're not going to lose today. We ain't doing it today. All we can focus on is today, right now, together as each other, team over self, not today. And I hope that that continues to work. Gavin, a true positive, peace, and faith-filled person, believing in God. Loved our conversation. Can't wait to have another one. Definitely make sure you check it out when I release it as its own special. And the ingredients to success, focusing on team over self from Avicollis. Head to Avicollis today for lunch, dinner, and drinks. Always drink responsibly and support local at Avicollis. Takeout, delivery, and catering. 315-622-5100. So get in touch with them there. Thank you all for tuning in. You know our social media. As always, I say God bless, no stress, do your best. From the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, this is Wake Up Call. And you are worth it, you are loved, and you are amazing.